One of the fundamental problems with music nowadays, I think, is the vocals boring. A lot of bands that I know, the vocals just don't live up to the rest of the song, and they are either not of a good enough quality or they're just boring. So today I'm going to speak to you about different vocal styles and what you can experiment with to spice up your vocals. In the past maybe 3 or 4 years, there's been a big influx of spoken word creeping into popular music again. I say again because this happened in like the 70s and 80s with people like John Cooper Clarke and various people like that. And I think it's happened again recently, especially in the UK, because stuff like grime and underground rap music has come to the forefront again, and a lot of people have started to like this, me included. So a lot of bands have kind of adopted the spoken word style of these artists and put it into band music. Another example of this would be Youth Killed It. They're a relatively small band, and it's sort of like, they describe themselves as Stormzy meets Arctic Monkeys, which I think is a relatively accurate description of what their music is.
I guess it's a modern version of like rap rock that like Rage Against the Machine did and that kind of stuff. It's like a modern iteration.
Yeah, especially in the UK as well. Like, it's like the Arctic Monkeys with really quick spoken word vocals over it, and it works really well. I don't think it'd work as well if the vocals were sung or any other manner that they are in. I don't think it would work, because that's just, spoken word has a certain realness about it. It always sounds really down to earth and gritty, and I think that is kind of like the rap influence maybe. Spoken word is something that you could try. I think it also helps you get your point across more. I think people are more likely to listen to the lyrics that you're saying if you're speaking them rhythmically instead of singing them. I think when people, if a vocal melody is particularly catchy, people just hear the melody and think, oh, that's nice, and they like the song because of that. But if you're really wanting people to listen to your lyrics, then spoken word is something that you could possibly try to make people do that. Also, my band as well, we have kind of incorporated spoken word into the grunge style that we do, because we didn't really plan to do that. We just thought, let's try this, and in my opinion it worked. So
I think the fact that you lot have got distortion on it really helps.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that like spoken word itself might not work over grunge, but the fact that it's kind of spoken word but with distortion on, it kind of fits the style better.
Yeah, I think as well, Slaves have kind of brought this into the mainstream a little bit, where they have standard like garage punk songs, but a lot of the lyrics are just kind of like, well, they're spoken, and it worked really well for them. So
you're riding off that bandwagon.
Yes, I am riding off that bandwagon. Another example that I want to talk about is the Childish Gambino album that's just come out. If you haven't heard this, then I strongly recommend that you listen to it, even if you're not a particular fan of, how would you describe it as, like pop soul?
Neo soul is kind of the lowest common denominator, but it incorporates so much different influences that it's like
the stuff that he experiments with in that album is absolutely phenomenal. Like, he has a different vocal style for every song pretty much. Some of them he sings it, some of them he screams it, some of them he puts on a bit of a weird voice like this. And for some weird reason, it actually works and actually sounds quite cool. You can literally just experiment with anything. You can literally just think, right, I'm going to put on a strange voice for this part of this song and see what it sounds like, because experimentation is how originality comes about. So I recommend that you do that. And if you want to take it a step further, if you didn't want to just do, say, a silly voice over a certain part of a song, maybe just try it and see what comes out, because even if you don't particularly like what comes out, it might unlock a part of your brain that decides, oh, I want to go down this route. If you sing a certain part of a verse in a particularly weird way, then it might spark a whole different creative idea for you, and who knows where that can take you.
We get that that's super vague, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah, this is kind of a super vague video. These are just ideas that have come to me, and things that people could potentially try to improve their vocals. Like, if you're not particularly a confident singer, then I think spoken word is a pretty good way to go, because it allows you to emphasize your point through words without having to be all like Christina Aguilera and like, you don't have to be expressive with your notes in order to express emotion. And I think a lot of rappers do that pretty well. There's not really any limits as to what you can do with your vocals. It's probably the most versatile instrument that you have, your voice, so make the most of it and try things that you might not like but might help you to come up with something else. Use it as a stepping stone to eventually get to something that you like, and you might just find something original along the way. If you want to see our best videos, click over there, and if you want to see some videos from this same series, then click over there, and have a lovely day.